Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow coming to you live from the sanctuary here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills, California. That's North San Fernando Valley, if you've never been out this way. It's a place where we welcome all who practice their beliefs with faith and love. And so those of you joining us online, welcome. If this is your first time joining us, please do hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and you will be notified when we are live, which is here tonight at Wednesdays at 7 p.m., but also on Sundays at 10:30, where we offer a service with music and our various presiders, practitioners, ministers, and myself. So, along with Jason Goldstein and Teresa James as our musical inspiration. So tonight is our Get Real and Heal meditation service. So I'm delighted to have you joining us online, delighted to have you joining us in the room. And please help me welcome our presider this evening, Ms. Beverly Scott, one of our practitioners here at the center. We can give her some... All right, so let's start by taking a deep, conscious breath together. Feel the release, and on that release, we're just allowing ourselves to release the day, the cares, concerns of the day, and allow ourselves to claim this hour, this moment, as our own, as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. And that fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this evening. So as Beverly lights a healing candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. The fourth candle we light for Judaism, honoring the path of knowledge. Judaism, right? Honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The seventh candle we light for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. The eighth candle we light for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space we hold for them here in our sanctuary, within our online community, and of course, within our own hearts. Now, as Beverly lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
I'm thankful, so grateful surrender, I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God.
As we surrender into this moment of silence, this moment of union, realizing that Spirit is all there is. The Spirit is everywhere present. Spirit is right here, right now. I am one with the all presence of the Spirit. We are ever present with Spirit. As we open our eyes in the morning, Spirit is there. As we move forward through our day, Spirit is there. All in all, Spirit is there. As we accept and acknowledge this as our true being, our realization must always be that our life is one with Spirit. My life, your life, all beings are created in the likeness of the all-invasive power, the Great Spirit, the energy, the light. And I am so grateful, and I offer up gratitude and thanks in this moment, knowing that my life is better. Your life, our life together is better because of Spirit. And as I release my word, this truth, into the activity of law, knowing that it is true, manifest, and complete, I am deeply grateful and thankful. And join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. It's a beautiful evening, wonderful day. It's good to be here to share this time with you as we prepare ourselves to enter into an hour of quietness to honor the higher power that guides us and leads us. I'm very grateful, and that is my talk this evening. I've attended this 2 months, a couple of weeks there, the 4T Prosperity class. And during that class, so many things were revealed to me and to my classmates that can help reassure and just let you know that we are not alone at all. As we look deep within our inner self and we take on our selfhood, our Christ consciousness, we realize and recognize that everything that we need, we already have. As close as our breath, as near as our hands and feet. It's just the acknowledgement, becoming receptive and open. I speak on gratitude because unexpectedly this week, Monday to be exact, I received something that was most appreciative. I was awarded at my place of employment. It's called a STAR Award. It's basically a staff appreciation and recognition award. And I'm thankful. And I think you can attest to this, we all think that we should be appreciated and, you know, we got it all going. But it really means a lot to us, to you, to me, when someone else says it. But what's most important and means so much, and my gratitude is, and I've always said this, even before I became a practitioner and even knew about science of mind, it is not I who doeth the work. It is Spirit, the Spirit in me. And every time there was a daunting task or I wasn't quite sure how to move forward, I would say that. I would pause, I'd take the moments until I felt that it was there, what I needed to know. And when we always turn within and listen to that still, small voice, it's always revealed to us what it is we need to know, what it is that we need to do. All we have to do is show up and be open and receptive. So that's my joy. That's my gratitude. The monetary value was very substantial, and it will be reciprocated to the center because that's where it all is. It comes from, and I'm very thankful. So without further ado, I'd like to speak on something that I ran across, and then I tweaked it a tad bit that I'd like to share with you. Taking time to express thanks is about more than being polite. Practicing gratitude each day can enhance our mental wellness and change our perspective over time. And we may be surprised to learn it also is good for our physical health. In this, I shall wrap it up. In our physical health, it helps with anxiety, depression, health issues, stress, sleep. So every chance you get throughout the day, think of something to be grateful for. And there is so much to be grateful for. Celebrating unexpected blessings, I live well today, knowing God is my source and my supply. Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind. Always expect good, have enthusiasm, and above all, have a consciousness of love, a radiant feeling flowing through your consciousness at all times. Love, peace, and harmony. Gratitude. Thank you. And I'd like to share some announcements. Always, if you're in need of prayer, please reach out. Visit CSLGH.org. There's always a practitioner available to speak with you and to pray over you, if that is what you need, or just a listening ear. Thank you. Also, I would like to point out that we are planning a potluck the second Sunday, July 9th, after the second service. Kathy Theodore is our point of contact. She can be reached. You can contact actually the admin office, admin@csl.org, and indicate what dish you'd like to bring and that you plan to participate. We love to see the people in the audience and anyone that's online. Tell your friends about it. Thank you. I'm sorry. Let's repeat. I am moving a little fast because I'm on that zone. Let's slow it down. The proper address is CSLGH.org. Okay, thank you. Also, as a reminder, let me read from the online bulletin that I pulled out because I've been struggling the last couple of Wednesdays. Always know that we are here on Sunday, 9 a.m., and online at 10:30, but we're in person both times. The youth church is back first and third Sunday. Reverend Dr. Nicole, she one day shall be. Reverend Nicole is the facilitator and our point of contact. There's the fellowship at 11:45 on Sunday. Wednesday, July 5th, Sangha is online. Thursday, July 6th, SUM, the World Healing Full Moon Meditation Ceremony. And I think I shall stop and let the meditation begin because I have royally destroyed the announcement. But thank you so much for being here. Please, as I turn it over to Reverend Mike, thank you. Good evening.
Thank you, Beverly. Yes. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Can I borrow $50? No, that's,
Next week.
yeah. Anyway, congratulations, that's wonderful. And if the way you conduct yourself on the job is, half of the effort you put in around here, I'm not surprised. So, good for you. And I love the way that, religious scientists, I think sometimes we get just caught up in the task of working, and that work is not just, outside of the home, but in the home as well, whenever we get an overwhelm, to remind ourselves, these are the hands. This is the avenue through which the Spirit makes itself known. And that's a good reminder, particularly, if we're getting ready to lose it on the job. It is effective. You reminded me of that. I was also thinking about when I was a carpenter and how sometimes I would be intuitively guided, this is when I was an apprentice, on how to build things. And I kind of developed this, even though I wasn't a churchgoer and all that by this time, because I was finally out of the house and free of all that, but I developed this kind of an affinity with Jesus, right? Because he was a carpenter, and sometimes I felt like he was coaching me up some days. So, and who knows, maybe he was. So it's good to bring these principles into all of our affairs. Today I had the opportunity, some of you may know, I know Reverend Kathy knows Reverend Mary Morgan out of the Redondo Beach Center. She came over and I got to share with her the O'Melveny Park, where I like to do my hikes when I can get up there. So we made the commitment and got up there and did a hike today, and it was really fun to be able to share with her. She said, "Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, look at that." And these are all things that, of course, I was aware of. But it was fun to see the park, which is a place where, I do commune with nature, and I do, for me, it is almost kind of, the church away from church, if you will. just connecting with nature in that way. And so it kind of felt like I was sharing this part of my spiritual life, particularly with a colleague, a fellow minister as well. And with this reading tonight, I was also thinking about this last few weeks. I've had the opportunity to share our community, our building. We've had visitors come in, and to show them around, and they get a sense of the vibe of the place. I spoke to this on Sunday because we had a memorial service on Saturday here, and to be able to share what it is that we do here, because I know that for my own life, it really has had such a transformative effect I'm a minister, so of course you would think, well, of course, you're a minister. Hopefully it would have a transformative effect. But, I didn't know I was going to be a minister when I started doing this stuff, right? And it was just as you were speaking to, Beverly, right? It was taking it into the job site, taking it into my relationships, taking it into my life, because every aspect of it was being transformed. And so early on, I grew to have an appreciation for this place as spiritual community. And I know some of that is tied to my experience with 12-Step, because I was always very grateful for, the home group, that I got myself squared away in that arena. So it's both a place, but it's really the people. So people will come to a spiritual community, maybe because of marketing, or maybe they've heard something, and they'll come to hear the minister, and they might come back to hear the minister. But the thing that keeps them coming back is the community, right? It's just one person sharing their experience with another. And so I wanted to share with you this poem. I got this from Love Poems from God by Daniel Ladinsky. I know this guy as a translator of Hafez poems, who was connected to Rumi, the Sufi poet and mystic. But this poem made me think of spiritual community, and it's entitled, "That Lives in Us." If you put your hands on this oar with me, they will never harm another, and they will come to find they hold everything you want. If you put your hands on this oar with me, they will no longer lift anything to your mouth that might wound your precious land, that sacred earth that is your body. If you put your soul against this oar with me, the power that made the universe will enter your sinew from a source not outside your limbs, but from a holy realm that lives in us. Exuberant is existence, time, a husk. When the moment cracks open, ecstasy leaps out and devours space. Love goes mad with blessings, like my words give. Why lay yourself on the torturer's rack of the past and future? The mind that tries to shape tomorrow beyond its capacities will find no rest. The mind that tries to shape tomorrow beyond its capacities will find no rest. Be kind to yourself, dear, to our innocent follies. Forget any sounds or touch you knew that did not help you dance, you will come to see that all evolves us. If you put your heart against the earth with me in serving every creature, our beloved will enter you from our sacred realm, and we will be so happy. Pretty good for 13th century. If you put your soul against this ore with me, the power that made the universe will enter your sinew from a source not outside your limbs, but from a holy realm that lives in us. That's what, that's the great potential of a spiritual community, right? And so, if you have a friend that you feel that you've been shy about sharing what it is that you do here, if you're getting something out of this place, whether it's here in person or online, why not share it? Why not share it and share that experience of seeing our spiritual community through the eyes of that new friend? And like me, in this moment today, gaining a new appreciation for all of it. All right, so let's take a deep breath and release. Just following the breath, the movement of the breath in the nostril. One more time, if you put your soul against this ore with me, the power that made the universe will enter your sinew from a source not outside your limbs, but from a holy realm that lives in us. So let's use the breath in this moment to allow the breath to still the mind, to use sensation to still the mind. Breathing easily and naturally. Focusing our awareness, our attention within. To the secret realm within. So we just scan the body from the feet to the ankles, into the calf, the knees, into the legs. If we find any tension, we just simply breathe into that area and then feel the release on the exhale. Return back to the breath. Bringing our attention to our sit bones, on the seat, with our spine balanced upon the sit bones, our head balanced upon the spine. Feel the balance, free of tension, the tummy rising and falling easily, fully released. Allowing the shoulders to drop, the hands to drop. Bring our attention to our face, and let's take a deep breath together, and on the exhale, feel even the tension within your face release. So deep breath, and the exhale and the release. Focusing now on the exhale. Focusing on the exhale. Releasing deeper and deeper. One more deep breath as we release now into the silence for about 15 minutes or so. Imagine with me at the secret realm within the heart center, the flame of the divine. And now with each in-breath, we're fanning that flame. Fanning that flame, growing now to a ball of light within the heart center. Light that illuminates rather than consumes, fire, a divine fire within, energizing, activating every aspect of the body. So we imagine with each in-breath this light now expanding beyond the heart center, with the ebb and flow of the breath. Knowing that the light of the divine is everywhere present, so we are breathing it in, commingling with the light within. Exhale and releasing that which is no longer needed. And in that exchange, a sense of restoration, of re-inspiration, respiration. Staying with the breath, this light now extending beyond the body, torso, side to side, front to back, top to bottom, that we're sitting now in this field of light, this field of love. Extending beyond the body now. We feel our heart opening. We're extending ourselves in this openness, this receptivity, as we are extending our light unto the world, that we are also feeling the exchange of energy, the exchange of light and love within the heart center as it extends even further, enlightening, commingling, mixing with our friends here in the sanctuary, extending even beyond this realm, this physical realm, metaphysically joining our friends online, and knowing that the spirit is not bound by time nor space, even joining with those in the time yet to be, that we feel a sense of conscious unity and oneness in this field of light and love. Taking a deep breath. And in this field, allowing ourselves to feel its full immersion, that we know that they're at the deepest levels and aspects of our physical being, from the smallest quark to the greatest expression of this earthly body, that there is an alignment, an energetic alignment happening even now, that every atom, every molecule, every cell, every muscle, every organ, every bone, every sinew, that we are leaning into that aura of the divine as its free expression of radiant good health as our physical body. We take a deep breath and feel that release as we expel anything unlike this pattern of perfection, knowing that we are even now feeling having an experience of the full and complete restoration of radiant good health, of strength, vitality, flexibility, that we give thanks for the mobility, the flexibility and strength of the body temple in its current form, even as we are releasing it from anything that has held it back, held it bound in any way, in ways known or unknown. They are dissolved now. So we feel a sense of freedom, of strength, of vitality. Take a deep breath and release. Staying with the breath, we now allow our minds to open, that we are naming and claiming in this moment that we are now open and receptive to new, to a cosmic download for new and creative, dynamic ideas beyond the realm of our the surface mind, releasing ourselves from whatever ruts may have kept us bound within our old ways of thinking, that we are now open and receptive to new, creative, dynamic ideas, that we are open to the creative impulse of life that is now imbuing within the mind new and creative, dynamic ideas that have within them the solution to any seeming challenge or conundrum, that the mind is set free, that we are now aligning with the creative impulse of life itself, feeling a sense of clarity, of direction, of right thinking, that we now know that we have intuitively grasped these new and dynamic ideas for their recognition either now or later, either within this awakened state or even within the dream realm, that we know with confidence that a shift in consciousness of inspiration, that this exchange is taking place. We take a deep breath and release that. And so finally we feel this openness within the heart center as we have opened ourselves up to this, the light and love, through this law of circulation of light and love, that we have been opened in new and courageous ways. So in this way we know for our relationships, within our intimate relationships, that we are open and receptive to new and deeper ways of communication that seek first to understand rather than to be understood, ways of being that build a sense of building bridges, that any sense of having built walls or obstacles of any kind, that they simply tumble away, they dissolve into the nothingness from which they came, as we recognize that it is all simply thought form. And so we're releasing any attachment to any ways of thinking that may have kept us held bound in our relationships, whether personally, on the job, with our coworkers, or even with those with whom we share the supermarket line or the freeway lane, that we're knowing that we are experiencing a sense of peace, of harmony, the flow of life that is allowing for the full expression of peace, serenity, and joy in every way. So we take a deep breath and release. And so now in this unified consciousness, this sense of bringing in light to the shadow, that we are now experiencing a sense of connectedness with the Spirit, that we are now just connecting with that one power, knowing together that there is but one power, one presence, one source, one life, one intelligence, the creative impulse of life itself, the wellspring of life itself, that we are one with this infinite power and presence. And so with each breath tonight, in that release, we have released all of this meditation, this healing meditation this evening, released it all into this aspect of mind, that we take one more deep breath, releasing all of our cares, concerns, inspiration, aspirations to that aspect of the mind, of the divine itself, that knows only to say yes as the law of its own being. So it is with deep gratitude for the many blessings of our life, for just the gift of life itself, that we, from this place of gratitude now, we release this word with deep gratitude and confidence, knowing that as doing so, it is already done. So we know further that as we leave here this evening from the sanctuary, that we make our way home in safety and in good order. And for all of us watching and participating, that as we make our way through the rest of this evening, we arrive in good order to our beds, that as our head hits the pillow, we drift off easily to sleep, that we dream sweet dreams. We awaken feeling fully, with a sense of rest, of feeling fully restored, with a sense of vim and vigor and a zest for life as we move through the day, knowing that we live, move, and have our being in the divine flow of life. So taking one more breath then, just releasing all of it, allowing it to be so, knowing it is done, knowing it is so. Together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So thank you for joining us online. Thank you for joining us here in the sanctuary. It's always nice. There's something special about meditating with others. So I appreciate sharing this energetic of this time with you. And for those of you joining us online, you can find us on CSLGH.org. It'll tell you how to get here. And, I know you're good at home, but, there's something about spiritual community. We have this new Surgeon General who says, his big thing is mental health, right? It's kind of unusual for the Surgeon General of the United States. And he was saying that being lonely is like smoking 12 cigarettes a day. It's that harmful for us. So if you're at home and feeling a little lonesome, find your way over here to the center on Sunday at either 9 o'clock or 10:30. We got a little coffee and a little something, and we'd love to get to know you. Until then, know that you're loved. Peace and blessings to you all, and we'll see you next time.